Rosalynn Carter, unraveling the enigmatic First Lady's complex legacy. Rosalynn Carter, the former First Lady of the United States, is known for her graceful and dignified presence in the political world. However, beneath her poised exterior, there are intriguing and even shocking facets of her life that are often overlooked. In this video, we delve into 13 surprising and, at times, controversial facts about Rosalynn Carter, shedding light on her fascinating journey through the corridors of power. Fact number 1. Formative years and academic achievements. Eleanor Rosalynn Smith, born on August 18, 1927, in Plains, Georgia, was raised in a nurturing environment that fostered her intellectual and leadership abilities. Excelling in academics from a young age, Rosalynn attended Plains High School, where her academic performance was outstanding. Her early life in the small, close-knit community of Plains played a significant role in shaping her values and perspectives. Rosalynn's upbringing, marked by a strong work ethic and a commitment to community, laid the foundation for her future endeavors as a public figure and advocate. Number 2. Longstanding marriage with Jimmy Carter. Rosalynn Smith married Jimmy Carter, a young naval officer and future President of the United States, on July 7, 1946. Their marriage, which has spanned over 7 decades, stands as one of the longest and most enduring in the history of American presidencies. Throughout Jimmy Carter's political career, which included serving as governor of Georgia 1971 to 1975, and as the 39th President of the United States 1977 to 1981, Rosalynn was not only a supportive spouse but also an active partner. She played a significant role in his campaign strategies, policy initiatives, and decision-making processes, thereby redefining the role of the First Lady in American politics. Number 3. Pioneering mental health advocacy. During her tenure as First Lady, Rosalynn Carter championed the cause of mental health, an issue she passionately advocated for both during and after her time in the White House. Her commitment to this cause was deeply personal and driven by her belief in the need for greater understanding and support for those with mental illness. Rosalynn played an instrumental role in advocating for the Mental Health Systems Act of 1980, legislation that aimed to improve the availability and quality of mental health services and research. Her efforts were pivotal in bringing national attention to mental health issues and in laying the groundwork for subsequent reforms in mental health care and policy. Her advocacy has had a lasting impact, making her one of the most influential figures in the field of mental health in the United States. Number 4. Influential role in the 1976 presidential campaign. In the 1976 presidential campaign, Rosalynn Carter played a pivotal role in securing Jimmy Carter's victory. She was not just a supportive spouse but a key strategist and advisor. Rosalynn traveled extensively across the country, independently campaigning and engaging with voters, a move that was somewhat unconventional at the time for a candidate's wife. She was instrumental in shaping the grassroots strategy that ultimately helped Jimmy Carter, a relatively unknown candidate from Georgia, secure the Democratic nomination and win the presidency. Her ability to connect with voters and communicate her husband's policies played a significant role in his campaign's success. Number 5. Diplomatic endeavors as First Lady. As First Lady, Rosalynn Carter took on an active role in foreign diplomacy, which was highlighted by her solo diplomatic mission to Latin America in 1977. During this groundbreaking trip, she visited 7 countries, including Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, Jamaica, Costa Rica, and Venezuela. Rosalynn met with leaders and officials, discussing issues ranging from human rights to economic cooperation, and represented the United States on the international stage. This tour marked one of the first times a sitting First Lady had embarked on such a high-profile, independent diplomatic mission, showcasing her commitment to U.S. foreign policy and her capabilities as a diplomatic envoy. Number 6. Advocacy for women's rights. Throughout her public life, Rosalynn Carter has been a steadfast advocate for women's rights. Her advocacy encompasses a range of issues, including gender equality, women's health, and the empowerment of women. Rosalynn has used her platform to raise awareness about these issues and push for legislative and societal changes. Her efforts have included speaking at conferences and events, participating in initiatives that promote women's health and well-being, and supporting policies that advance the status of women. Rosalynn's dedication to women's rights reflects her broader commitment to social justice and equality, making her a respected voice in the fight for women's advancement both domestically and globally. Number 7. Impact on policy in the White House. Rosalynn Carter's influence within the Carter administration extended well beyond the traditional role of a First Lady. Demonstrating her deep interest and understanding of national and international affairs, she regularly attended cabinet meetings, a practice that was quite unusual for a First Lady at that time. Rosalynn's presence in these high-level meetings, which began shortly after Jimmy Carter's inauguration in 1977, signified her active role in policy discussions. She was particularly influential in areas related to mental health, community development, and foreign policy, offering insights and opinions that were valued by the president and his advisors. Number 8. The Unwitting encounter with John Wayne Gacy. In a chilling twist of fate, Rosalynn Carter, the former First Lady of the United States, unknowingly had an encounter with serial killer John Wayne Gacy. On May 6, 1978, at a Polish Constitution Day celebration in Chicago, she was photographed with Gasy, who was actively involved in local community events at the time. Rosalynn Carter, unaware of Gacy's heinous crimes, graciously autographed the photo with the message, "To John Gasy, best wishes, Rosalynn Carter." This interaction occurred at a time when Gasy had already committed numerous murders, with his total count of victims eventually reaching 33 by the time of his arrest in 1978. The photograph and its backstory have since become a haunting reminder of how a notorious criminal once mingled undetected in society. Number 9. Championing the Equal Rights Amendment. Rosalynn Carter was a staunch advocate for the Equal Rights Amendment, ERA, which sought to guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens regardless of sex. Despite the contentious political climate of the 1970s, Rosalynn actively campaigned for the ERA's ratification. Her support for this amendment was a bold statement in favor of gender equality and reflected her broader commitment to women's rights. Rosalynn's advocacy included public speaking engagements and private lobbying efforts, demonstrating her willingness to take political risks to advance the cause of gender equality. Number 10. The Iran hostage crisis. During the Iran hostage crisis, which began on November 4, 1979, when Iranian students took over the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and held 52 Americans hostage, Rosalynn Carter played a significant supportive role. Throughout the 444-day ordeal, she stood by President Carter, providing him with personal support and counsel. Rosalynn's involvement included participating in briefings and discussions related to the crisis, demonstrating her engagement in handling one of the most challenging situations of the Carter presidency. Her strength and composure during this period of intense national and international pressure were notable, showcasing her resilience and steadfast commitment to her husband and the country. Number 11. Friendship with Betty Ford. Rosalynn Carter's friendship with former First Lady Betty Ford stands out as a notable aspect of her life, particularly given the political differences between their husbands' administrations. Betty Ford, wife of President Gerald Ford, who preceded Jimmy Carter, was known for her progressive views on social issues, much like Rosalynn. Their friendship began during the presidential transition period and grew over the years, becoming a symbol of bipartisanship and mutual respect. This relationship was especially significant during a time when political divisions were prominent in the United States. Their bond transcended political affiliations and ideologies, demonstrating the potential for unity and understanding across party lines. Number 12. 60 Minutes interview sensation. In a 1976 interview with 60 Minutes, a popular American television news magazine, Rosalynn Carter made a bold statement that drew significant public attention. She revealed that she offered her husband, President Jimmy Carter, candid advice on various matters, including their personal life in the bedroom. This level of openness about their private life was unusual for a First Lady at the time and generated considerable media buzz. Her candidness in the interview was seen as a departure from the traditional, more reserved public persona typically maintained by First Ladies, highlighting her modern approach to the role. Number 13. Record-setting hostess in the White House. During her tenure as First Lady, Rosalynn Carter was renowned for her exceptional hosting skills. She and President Jimmy Carter hosted a record number of state dinners and events at the White House, more than any other first couple before them. These events, which ranged from formal state affairs to more casual gatherings, were marked by Rosalynn's attention to detail, warmth, and hospitality. The Carters' approach to hosting these events reflected their down-to-earth style and their desire to make the White House a more accessible and welcoming place. This aspect of Rosalynn's role as First Lady significantly contributed to the social history of the White House and left a lasting impression on its tradition of hospitality.